guys, welcome back. It's Shelby and today I am trying out some advice that I have seen on the internet for how to clean salt stains off of suede shoes and boots with winter finally officially over and no more snow on the ground and no more snow coming. I mean, it's like mid to end of May and I'm saying that with only some certainty, sadly, because it snowed like 2 weeks ago, but that's neither here nor there. So basically I'm finally clearing all the salt off my winter boots. I have one pair of black suede boots that I've been wearing for about 3 years, and they always get like mucky with the slushy, salty snow, and it leaves like little white marks and kind of stains them a little bit. And I do a pretty good job of cleaning them off each year. I always like dry brush the salt once it's like set on there. Just get like a dry cloth and just like scrape it off, and then go in with a damp cloth and like kind of dab it and try and dissolve the salt. It always leaves like a slight residue, but it's really not that bad and it works pretty well. And you know, but it always does leave a little salt residue. So what I have seen kind of going around the internet a little bit was a way to clear off the salt, and it's with using half water, half vinegar as a mix, just white vinegar, and then using a cloth. And basically what I was doing with the regular water and trying to dissolve it off, but I guess the vinegar like gets rid of the salt for good. So that's what I want to try out today. I have black suede boots, so I will be using it on black suede boots. I've never done this before, so I can't tell you whether or not it's going to work. I hope it will, because I love these boots and I wear them pretty exclusively to work in winter. They don't actually get a whole ton of salt on them because I have a garage and I drive to a garage, but they do get a fair amount. So I've actually already cleaned them this year, like scrubbed the worst of it off. So there really isn't that much salt stain residue on there to test this with, but I wasn't planning on doing this video, and then I saw the information, and then I was like, oh, I want to like see if it works, and then I was like, well, you guys might want to see if it works too. So I thought I would film it with what salt is left on my shoes. But I don't have tan boots, and I know a lot of people have like tan suede boots, and the problem with like the salt moisture on those versus black boots, which is what I have, is that on the black boots, like they get wet and then they dry, and then it's just the white salt that you see against the black, versus on the tan boots where you get like the wet watermark and it like makes the dark stain on the tan in addition to the salt. So if this works on my boots, I still won't have any idea if it works on the tan boots, so sorry about that. But if I ever get tan suede boots in the future and this works, and I get salt on those from winter, I might try it to clean off those, and I will film that if I do in the future. So I guess this video will just be about getting the salt off of black suede boots and how that works. And if you've tried this and you know whether or not it works on tan suede boots, I'd love to hear about that down in the comments. Also, let me know if you like the video by hitting that thumbs up button, consider subscribing, and yeah, let's get going, let's try this out. So please ignore the garbage bag. I just don't want my boots on the table, so I put a little barrier in. So these are my boots. As I said, they're about 3 years old, so they've seen some better days, but these are the residual salt marks on there that just do not come out. It's honestly not even that bad. Like I said, I've mainly kept them in pretty good condition, but you can see some of the marks are just kind of in there and not leaving no matter what I do. So I'm thinking those will hopefully be the marks that come out today, because last time I was wearing them and I kept looking down and they really bugged me. So it'd be great if I could get another couple wear out of these. So basically, to do this, from everything that I've seen online, is it's equal parts water and vinegar. So I'm just gonna get a little bowl and pour in some vinegar and the same amount of water and kind of mix it up. And then I was smart enough to grab a rag and not a paper towel, so use a soft rag because paper towels tend to shed and like pill and rub off, which I remember just in the nick of time. So basically I just dipped my rag in the vinegar water and I'm rubbing it on the boots, just kind of the same way I do with a damp cloth all the other years. So yeah, just kind of seeing, I mean, it looks good, but it always looks good because it's wet and the salt kind of dissolves. And then I noticed something. So right here on the rag, you see that? Discoloration. The vinegar is totally taking the color out of the boots. I'm not seeing any color loss in the boots, like the dye's not gone at all. There's no spots or anything, but it definitely removed some of the color. It's dyeing the rag black. So that's interesting. So I thought I would try a few different things. Put the dry rag over where the vinegar water was. Nothing came off. I'm rubbing it to see if any more dye transfers or any more color transfers. There's a small amount coming off of the part of the boot that is damp with the vinegar water. I'm going to rub on the other boot just so you can see what I mean. So this is a dry part of the cloth and the boot, no color transfer. And then I thought like, okay, well, maybe I missed that last time. Like, let me get the cloth damp with water and I'll rub it on a part of the boot that doesn't have vinegar water on there and see if maybe these boots just, transfer dye, and I didn't know it, and they don't. So definitely it's just the vinegar water that is pulling dye out of the boots. So something to be careful of, but I figured in for a penny, in for a pound. I'm just going to do the other boot. Like I said, they're 3 years old. I'm willing to take a chance. Let's see what we get. So I'm just going to go back in, kind of polish that one up with the vinegar water, see if we can get rid of the salt stains and see what happens to the actual boots since some of the dye is getting out on that rag. So I really don't have that much salt on these boots. As I said, I try to keep them pretty clean. So the majority of the salt has already been removed way prior to this video, way prior to even thinking of doing this video. So basically that's it. They're done, they're clean, and I'm just going to leave them out to dry. Some close-ups of the fabric so you can see the salt's completely gone, which is awesome. That's great. I don't really remember if that's what it looked like when I used regular water or not. This is what the actual rag is looking like, the one that I used. So you can see that there's some black marks in there. It was all pretty much a uniform pinkish red color to start with. Now it's definitely dyed. So yeah, I'm going to leave that to dry as well as the boots and check back in when all three things are dry, and we'll see kind of how much dye ended up on the rag, what the boots look like, if they have any pale spots, and most importantly, if it cleaned off the salt. Okay, so my boots have been drying for a couple hours and I think they're ready to review. I just grabbed them for here, but I haven't really looked at them too much other than to look preliminarily, and it looks like it works, but we will start with the cloth. So this is the cloth. You can see the lighting, I'm losing the lighting, sorry, but you can see it's still dark on the cloth even though now it's totally dry, but it's not as stained as I was thinking it would be. It's just kind of like a light gray. When it was dark, it kind of looked like it was taking the black dye out of the boots. I mean, yes, kind of the case, but not really the case. It's not that bad. So that's that. And now let's get going with the boots. These actually look great. There's no, put my shoe right up to the camera. There's no salt stains left. So the vinegar water does work. That's totally legit. 100%. It works. There's no, literally not even a little bit, there's no salt stains anywhere on here. And I know there wasn't a whole lot to begin with, but there was to the point where I could wear my shoes and look down from my height, and I'm 5'9", and see the salt stains, and I'm right up close to these and there's none on there. So this totally works, totally a win. The shoes are still black, it didn't take any of the actual color out of there. I mean, they're black inside too, so I wasn't really worried about it having a bleached out spot on there, but something to keep in mind that it did take the color a little bit, I guess. But yeah, the shoes look great. They look clean for the first time in 3 years, so that's fantastic. So I would definitely say this is a win. Like I said, I have no idea if it's going to work on tan boots because you will also have the watermarks to deal with in addition to the salt. But if you know that information, go ahead, let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear from you guys. Go ahead, hit that thumbs up if you like the video. Consider subscribing. I'd love to see you here again soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye for now.